got to understand that most of us don't realize that these narcissists, in fact, actually groomed us. Now, this happened in my own experience, and it can happen through friendships, relationships, etc. But what they do is they see you from afar. They see you in your own, doing your own thing. They see you from afar and they prey on you like a wild animal. And it's a very gradual process that takes place, you see. Like, you could be with a group of friends and then you happen this individual's with another group of friends, but they'll pick you out because A, you're empathetic, B, you're not aware of the toxic things in the world, you're not that aware yet. They take your ignorance and use it against you, not your ignorance but your unawareness, and they use it against you. And they do the love bomb in a way that's just the same. Even friendships, they do a form of love bomb. Even in friendships, they do a form of love bomb where they try and get close to you in a certain way. And then the next step after that, yeah, it's a very gradual process, but slowly they start to, you'll notice that people around you, they start to, triangulate a bit, pick you off, etc. They start to cause just ever so slightly, right? Please press the like and the subscribe button. Help your brother out. It'll take 2 seconds of your time. Thank you. But the next step of their plan, okay, is to make you kind of... I'm moving a bit far ahead. They pick people off. They pick people off around you, right? And you start to realize that they're isolating you from individuals. You won't realize it, but you'll find yourself in their company more and more, right? And this was once a friend of a friend who is now either in a relationship with you or who is now a good friend of you or something like that, right? And they make you start to depend on them. Okay, you start to depend on them for safety, security. You start to depend on them. They may be a problem solver. They may have helped you out in a situation. They helped you out in a situation, and you start to more or less depend on these individuals as a safety net, as some form of security, right? But what they're doing is they're making you they're slimming your vision, and they're making you just scope in on them, right? And you kind of disregard everything else that's happening around you. But through this depending on them, then they'll do they'll lash out at you, and they may lash out at you one time, and it's like a total opposite from everything that you've been shown from them. And this is all the grooming process, right? It's like, so they'll lash out at you once, and then you're so in your bubble and so like wrapped up in their world that you can't believe something like that's happened, and it will break you down to a point, But a lot of the times when they lash out, it's after they've muscled themselves in securely, like they've muscled themselves into your vicinity very securely. You see them on a daily basis, and you've got to understand that this individual has had this plan in mind from the get-go. From the get-go, when they set eyes on you, they premeditated this plan to infiltrate your personal space, to infiltrate inside your environment, to be able to enter your environment. And they do this, right? And friends do this. So-called friends do this. Relationships partners do this, right? And they they use hot and cold, right? So they'll be warm with you for good behavior, yet they'll be cold with you for behavior that doesn't appease them, that doesn't suit them. And the thing is, right, there's nothing wrong with not hot and cold, but there's nothing wrong with being like uneasy with someone who's disrespecting you. But the fact of the matter is, the hot and cold is irrational. The hot and cold, you're not actually doing anything wrong. They're making you think you're doing wrong. They're making you think that this is wrong for you to do. They're making you think, so you start to second guess everything, right? And this is where it becomes you basically you become possessed by these individuals. Like, you know, you get so to the point you feel trapped, right? You don't know you're trapped, but you're trapped, right? And they make you second guess everything to suit what they are. So even if it's something as simple as you want to go to the shop, or they'll control everything. They'll infiltrate your money, your finances. They'll infiltrate every angle of it. And we always hear of grooming taking place in like prostitution rings and things like that, and where the person will offer them security, will offer them, you know, and then they'll end up making the person work for them, sell themselves, and then they'll be paying the so-called pimp, or they'll be paying the so-called the pimp or whatever, all of the money, yet they don't do any work, and they'll get abused, you know, like gorilla pimp style, where they're like very aggressive, and they'll just there's two different ways of it. But what I'm saying is, it's not that it's because we're so programmed to be thinking that's the only form of grooming, that we don't actually understand that a lot of us, I'm not saying all, but a lot of us have been groomed by these narcissists, right? And it's very sick and twisted. They're weirdos, right? And the point is, as soon as they set eyes on you, from the moment they set eyes on you, whether you was even on a dating app, they might have read your profile, they might have seen you said 1-2 things in your profile, and they knew what you're about, and they got talking to you, and they will they take over your entire life. They take over your entire existence through this grooming. And that's why, because we become so conditioned to it, we're unaware. You have to understand that friends, family members, they may not say anything because they don't think that you understand it. Maybe they're not aware. But close friends of your immediate circle that was originally around you when this individual first infiltrated you will definitely see the picture, because they'll be saying, what happened to them? They've totally just gone off the radar. What happened to us, for example? They've just totally gone off the radar. They're just with this individual now. The individual's in their house. The individual's there all the time. They're constantly there. And then they'll what they'll do is, the way they alienate you more is they'll make you do things unconsciously, not fully unconsciously, but they'll kind of coerce you into doing things against this old close-knit circle. And this really cuts the ties of you, because it's more than just you stop seeing these your old friends and you haven't checked them in a while. It's actually they make you do things against your friends. Right? Like a triangulation method. They make you do things against your friends, a form of triangulation. They make you sabotage your friends. They'll make you do things against your close circle or your family, and just to make you closer to them. And I haven't even took it into the mindset of the grooming. I've just outlaid what is taking place, right? But you have to understand that if we go back to the beginning now, imagine, like I mentioned though, that this individual saw you from afar and wanted to do all of these things to you. Just put yourself in a mindset of that. Everything that I've just mentioned, and you're the person that's inflicting all of that, premeditating what you're doing, and deliberately entering someone's fold of life to sabotage it, to groom them. And it's very, very sinister. It's very, very demonic. These people are weird, you know? These people are weird. And it's not like they're very uncaring, okay? Now let's enter the mind of the groomer, right? It's not that they're very uncaring. And they're not bothered by it, not fazed by it, and they're just acting rudely, they're behaving kind of in a negative way. It's actually, they're very interwoven with these emotions, you know? So, for example, you step out of line a little bit, they'll go into full rage because it will feel like you've offended them. They'll feel offended. They'll feel less than. They'll feel like, how dare you step out of place? And then they'll come and whip you in shape. And this is what I'm saying. It's not like it's always physical, but they can do this through withdrawing, silent treatment. Some of them are very covertly doing this. Some of them are very overt. So the overt ones are going to be very guerrilla style, like throwing you about, roughing you up, you know. But the covert ones are going to be more slick and sinister, right? And more discreet in how they display their negative negative inflictions upon you. You see how, like, the abuse that you face is a lot more discreet. The abuse and the wrath that you face from them will be a lot more discreet, but it will be just as painful. You see, they will do certain things, like, you know, you haven't, maybe you've started to wake up a little bit, or you haven't even woke up, or you want to go do something else with your time. You want to go and see your family now, the family that you haven't seen for a while, or you want to go see some friends that you haven't seen for a while. And you go out with these friends. They'll make it all about them. They're like emotional toddlers. Like, they will make it all about them, and they will actually throw their toys out the pram merely because you've gone to see your family, or merely because you've gone to check your friends, or something or the other. Yeah? Or they'll want to come along as well. That's another trick they play. They muscle back in on your group, so they won't allow you to branch out to an outer circle, to your old friends. They won't allow you to branch out with them unless they're there. And then when they come along to whatever trip it is, if you went on holiday, whether, you know, let's use the holiday example. If you went on a holiday, you was going on holiday with your friends, you know, this groomer will come with you on holiday, and they'll make it miserable. That's why I say a lot of this stuff can happen in friendships as well. A lot of this stuff can happen in friendships, and a lot of it goes under the carpet. We don't notice it, but like, if they come along with you to an event, a holiday or whatever, what I'm saying is they'll make it very miserable. Yeah, they'll make it very miserable. They'll try and start to bully those that are around you. The more overt ones will start to bully the ones that are around you, of so-called friends, in the environment, to make your friends uncomfortable with being around you. So it's like them sending a message to these people that are like your safety people, yeah, like your people of safety, your people of truth, your people, you know, the people that you really reason with. They send a warning across to them, like, don't mess with this individual because I'm about, you know, don't mess with them, but don't do anything with them. Mess is the wrong word. Don't engage with them when because I'm about. separate yourself from them. That's them saying it in a hidden code. That's them saying it in words underneath the carpet. Like, that's them saying it indirectly, is the word I should have said. They're saying it indirectly. Don't get involved with this individual because I own this individual. This individual is mine. And they look at you like an object that is there to appease them, that is there to serve them, that is there to rule you and rule them. Yeah, it's there to rule them. This is how they look at your value. You're nothing but someone who's meant to worship them and kiss the ground that they walk on and be subservient to them. And it's very sick. That's what they do. That is what they do. They make you in to this doormat. They make you in, you know. And if you're in this situation now and you're feeling trapped or you're feeling like you can't get out, yeah, you've got to see that, don't worry, trust in God, yeah, or trust in the universe, yeah. I'm telling you that something will come up where this person pushes you too far and you out them about it, like you will get pushed too far, yeah. Or seek solace with some friends. Make sure that individual, the groomer, doesn't actually come around. Yeah, make sure they're not allowed to come around. Get involved in something where this groomer can't come around. Yeah. If you're intimate with them, you know, you need to lay down the law. At least you've got that choice to say, I don't want to be with you. You've got that choice, you know. Like, in a friendship, it's a bit more discreet because it's a bit more like unwritten, like unspoken words between yourself. Like, there's unspoken words, so it's like you can kind of get wrapped up in a friendship. But the point is, they make you depend on them, so you've got to try and get your individuality back. By you getting your individuality back, you know, being self-reliant and stuff like that, you know, they also instill. Let me not go off topic. You've got to try and lay down the law somehow, in any way, shape, or form, and you've got to try and get out of it, because what they do is they instill fear into you as well, like the consequences and severe ramifications that will take place if you do A, B, or C, or D. Like, if you leave them, if you discard them, if you not discard them, but you terminate the relationship, you get out of the relationship, they make you bound to them, you know. They make you bound to them. So they force you to feel like you need to run away from them. But you don't want to run away from these individuals and be always looking over your shoulder, you know. Some of us have lived in our hometowns for all our life, you know. Why should we run around away from our hometown? And some of us don't have the means to run away, you know. Why should I run away from my hometown where I've been born and bred and grew up my whole life, or where I've come to this new city and I've been living here for some time now, or whatever, yeah? Why should I run away from where I'm at because of you? You need to go, you know? And if you can get your mum or your dad or your granddad or your auntie or your uncle or your cousin, or you can get someone from your family, yeah, to speak on behalf of you. If you can get someone of your family to speak on behalf of you, you know, if they're coming around to your house every day, if you live alone, it's going to be a bit harder. But say you live at a family member's house, or you live at some family member's house or something like that, and this individual comes around to see you regularly, yeah, you can get your family to try and make it where they're not welcome. So you make them feel unwelcome, and you can do it gradual, just like they done it. So you make them feel unwelcome, and then you could, if you if you broke up with them, you could get your parent or someone to terminate a relationship for you, to say everything that you've done. And if this person is so possessive, you could try and seek getting a restraining order, or you could try and seek getting something like that to be put in place with them, so they can't come around you without law enforcement. And I'm not advising going to the police, because I know police don't really listen and stuff, but I'm just putting out ideas that you can kind of, and paths that you can go down if you need to get rid of a toxic individual in your life. But you've got to understand that they do instill fear in you, and they make you fear the consequences. So that's why they make you feel like a cornered animal, like the only way to do anything is to escape and run. In my situation, the way it happened, at times I used to feel trapped, at times I used to feel very trapped and stuff. I didn't consciously really know I felt trapped, but I used to look at the sky sometimes and think, is this what life is? Is this what life is about? But as time panned out, you know, certain things happened. They kind of stepped too far. Family got involved. They kind of took it too far. Family got involved, and it kind of cut them out of my life. In the relation, but yeah, kind of cut them out of my life. They stepped too far. Kind of cut them out of my life. Also, it's happened with like I become so to the fact of the grooming, I become so not myself. I become so out of character that I started to rebel. Like I started to rebel against what it was in the other situation. I started to rebel against what it was about what they're doing. I didn't consciously know what was happening to me. I didn't consciously know what was being done, but I more or less rebelled against it taking place. You know, stand your ground. Stand your ground. And this is why I say, if you can get support of family members when you are standing your ground, it makes you a lot more powerful. It gives you someone that can actually speak to them for you, or something like that. Or on the flip side, it gives you that security that you're with your family. But you know, and these individuals won't last long. Believe you me, yeah. If push comes to shove, and a restraining order or police are involved or family members involved, these like turn into little. They get scared, you know what I mean? They get scared. They may act tough. They may act like they may make you feel fear for your family and stuff, but they're just little pussies. Like they are, man. And we've got to take it back to the root of the subject, yeah? The root of the thing is how narcissists grooming you, yeah? Look at the mindset of this individual. Everything I've discussed today, I've gone on quite a bit now, but they're weirdos. They're absolute weirdos. And please God, yeah, or the universe, help whoever is stuck in a situation with these individuals. Give them a way out. Because whether you want to take this story as literal, or you want to take it as a story from the Bible, or a story, you know, you want to take it like a story from the religious scriptures, it's however you want to take it. But it's like when there was a story of Moses, when Moses was being chased by the Pharaoh's army, okay? He was being chased by all sorts of tyrants, and he led his people, and they got confronted with the sea, okay? And then when he got confronted with the sea, all the people that was around Moses they was like, no, we're trapped. Like, what's going to happen? No, they're going to get us, sort of thing. But Moses had trust, right? And God commanded him to part the sea. So he parted the sea, and he walked the children of Israel, he walked the people out of the chosen people of God, however you want to call it. He walked the people out And I didn't, sorry, I just will say that I didn't just mean only children of Israel or chosen people of God. I just meant the chosen people of that time were led out of the sea. Okay? So he had trust. So this is what I'm trying to say. Even if you're cornered and you're faced with the biggest wall, the biggest barriers, the biggest obstacles, God will pave a way out for you. You may not see it. It may not happen overnight. So you can trust in it. But just try and put up some... When someone's crossed the line, yeah, that's another way you can do it, is if you set someone's crossed the line now. They may have crossed the line before, but if they've gone one time more, you need to lay down the law. Yeah, they've gone too far. So hopefully this message that I've said today will make you understand a bit more of what the title of the video is about, and how the grooming is very subtle and very gradual, and it's not something you notice. So maybe this didn't happen to you, maybe it did, but you've got to understand that it's only looking back now in retrospect. I see it in my own life. When you're going through it, you don't realize it's happening. But maybe some of you can resonate and reason with what I said and understand what I said. So anyway, I'll leave the video there. Please press the like and the subscribe button. And if you want a one-to-one session, you can find the details in the description box. Anyway, I'll be back again later. Peace.